Hi, I'm Carl with Apt, and this is the brand new OLED flagship from Sony, the A9F, and in this video we'll give an overview and talk about some of the new features that make this, in my opinion, one of the best TVs ever made. First though, let's talk about a feature that I didn't change, that I wasn't entirely thrilled to see back, the Pedestal Design. Now, this is really nitpicking because it has almost no bearing on the enjoyment you'll get from the TV, but it's something that people are going to be discussing. Unlike the A8F that sits at almost 90 degrees upright, they went back to the same easel type of design that the A1E had, which makes it tilt upwards slightly. And it seems like anytime we talk about the A1E, even though it's got a terrific picture, the first thing people seem to mention is how they don't like that pedestal design. Well, I'm going to tell you, it's important that you don't let that factor too much into your decision, or you'll be missing out on an opportunity to enjoy one of the best pictures on any TV ever. And they're able to produce this mind-blowing picture using their new X1 Ultimate processor. We saw this on display at CES this year, and it was in a pretty controlled environment, so we were interested to see how it performed out in the wild, and it does not disappoint. Contrast is incredible on this thing. The detail in the extreme dark and bright scenes it's at a point where it seems like you're standing next to the cameraman while they're filming. And I've even had a chance to watch a couple of the videos that we've shot here at Apt, and while I don't want to be the first one to say it, I will. It makes me look even handsomer. Although now my wife only wants to watch me on TV and not actually talk to me in person, so... Did I mention you can also pick this up at our store in Glenview, Illinois, or online by clicking on the link in the description? Anyways, getting back to the picture, this is HDR, HLG, and Dolby Vision compatible, and there's a bunch of ways to tweak the picture, whether it's broken down into the fine details courtesy of Calibration, or any number of preset modes. And one of those presets that's new for this TV is the Netflix calibration. This is one of the features that was really touted before the TV was released to the market, and it works surprisingly well. The way Netflix original content is displayed is different than what you'd find when watching traditional programming, so to make everything look the way it was intended, Sony and Netflix worked together to come up with this mode. Another thing to note, which is essentially the same as any other OLED set, is the ability to see a great picture even when you're not sitting directly in front of the TV. It looks the same from almost any angle. And motion looks natural too. Sony uses their Motion Flow XR technology on this to keep action looking smooth, and it does a fine job with that. One of the other new features that we were excited to test out was the sound quality. The acoustic glass speaker concept was implemented on the original A1E, which this is replacing, and it sounded very acceptable on that one. The A9F adds another subwoofer for a total of 2, and another screen actuator for a total of 3, so for anyone keeping track at home, that's a 3.2 channel system. So you get help with the bass, and vocals sound even better because now there's a dedicated center channel. Not only that, but if you decide to use a receiver for surround sound, there's actually inputs on the back that allow you to use the whole acoustic glass as your center channel in that larger system. Other inputs are going to include 4 HDMIs, all of which are HDCP 2.3 compliant, with one having an enhanced audio return channel, which is going to allow you to send uncompressed audio from the TV back to a source, an antenna input, RS-232C, composite, Ethernet, Wi-Fi, and Bluetooth 4.2. You also get an optical and analog audio output, although this is one of the rare current TVs that I don't think requires supplemental sound. Another new thing to note is the operating system. My complaint with previous Sony TV's Android OS is that it's been chunky. There really wasn't anything smooth about how it operated, which was a bummer because when Android's implemented on a lot of phones, it runs far better. Well, the new OS is on its way to becoming far better. This actually and the new Z9F are going to be the first TVs to launch with Android O, which is a version of Oreo that's been kind of streamlined to work more efficiently with TVs. It cuts out a lot of the stuff that previously would have caused the TVs to be a little laggy when you're running through their smart menus and features. And it's a noticeable difference. This should also be rolling out actually via a firmware update to other existing Sony TVs in the future. So for those who own a newer Sony Android TV and aren't overly thrilled with the OS, be patient because it looks like there's a fix coming. And as you've already seen on a bunch of other Sony TVs, this also has Google Assistant built in, which allows you to do way more than we have time to discuss in this video. But its voice recognition is top-notch, and searching for things on the internet is a breeze. So to sum it up, the A9F has a lot of great new features like the improved sound, operating system, and that X1 Ultimate picture processor that help this produce arguably the best picture on the market right now. So let's hear your thoughts. Is the A9F going to be standing on top of the mountain at the end of 2018? As always, we appreciate you watching our video, and don't forget to click the links below to subscribe and see videos on all the other great products we carry here at Apt.